This is ECE Tutor. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. So please subscribe to ECE Tutor. In this video we are going to see about CMOS clocking style. And first of all, what is the purpose of using this clocking in CMOS circuit? To make a synchronization between different devices in one system. For that purpose we are using this clock. So the definition of this clocking system means synchronous design employs clocking signal to coordinate the movement of data through the system. So the movement of data from one device to another device. So the synchronization between different devices in one system, we are using this clocking CMOS circuits. And commonly there are two types of design in CMOS clocking. First one is single clock and one clock cycle. Here one clock cycle is used to define the function. That type of design is known as single phase design. Dual phase design, it uses two different clock cycle. Same source, it can perform two different operations. That is with and dual phase design, only half of the cycle, that with the duty cycle of 50%. Half of the cycle represent one design and another half of the design represent another one operation. So in terms of voltage, we can represent the two different clock cycle, and this 0 means 0 volt, 1 means 5 volt. Now if you are giving VDD is 5, now this clock cycle, voltage of this clock cycle 0, we will get this as 5. And this is 5. When the voltage of this clock cycle is 5, we will get this this is the complement of this clock cycle. So by designing like this, we will get two different clock cycle from the same source, and only one source, we just get a complement of this. We can apply two different clock to the design. So basically the square wave is considered as a clock wave, and the frequency of this define the performance on overall system design. This is a complementary clocks. From one source we can get two different clock signal, and this non-overlapping signal can be obtained with a condition of multiplication of this two signal. We will get a 0. So here this is 0 means here this is 1. This 0 means this 1. This 1 means this 0. So multiplication of this two signal, we will get 0 result. So in CMOS design, we can apply this clock signal to FET. So this three kind of CMOS we can use as a clock signal generating circuit. So three types of clock control transistor are NFET, PFET and transmission gate. And here NFET means, so this is NFET clock signal and this is PFET clock signal and this is transmission gate. Transmission gate have both NMOS and PMOS. And this NFET, commonly used clock control transistor is NFET, even though it generate weak logic 1. The proper design we cannot avoid, but we can reduce the effect of this weak logic 1. But if you are using this transmission gate, we can get a better operation, but the routing problem is very critical in this transmission gate, because due to that routing problem we cannot use this transmission gate as a CMOS clocking circuit. If you are considering this PFET, and PFET is very slow compared to NFET, PFET is very slow. So commonly used CMOS clocking circuit, this is NFET clocking circuit for that high speed computation. So this is clocked cascade connection, and now I explain how we control this system, and these are combinational logic unit 1, and inside that it perform any combinational logic, and how this clock control this operation, and this clock define the entire delay of this function. So and this is NFET controls clock control device, and this is NFET mean the clock is 1, it pause the A0 value here, and this is act as a closed switch. So when this clock is equal to 1, this A0, A1, A2, A3 values are passed to this combinational logic unit. At the same time, this the complement of this pi is given to this combinational logic. At that time we have no input this to combinational logic. So all are in ideal state. There is no input to this combinational logic. So after pausing this, after pausing this combinational logic, that is unit 1, if you are unit 1, perform the operation till the value, this pi value is 1. So when the next clock cycle, this pi becomes 0. So consider this is a square wave function. So taking this one period, this much of period, this combinational logic perform the operation. And next clock cycle, this becomes 0. At the time, this clock become 1. So at the time when this clock become 1, this act as a closed switch, and what are the result in this point? All are paused to this combinational logic. So similarly in next clock cycle, this pi get 1 value, and this combinational output of this combinational unit pass to this next level. So like that, in cascade connection, these values are passed to next state. So when we get this D0, D1, D2, D3, and this is the output means, so the clock period only, the frequency of clock signal only define the delay of entire design. So applying clock, we have one problem, that means clock skew. And this is, if you are know about cadence or any FPGA design, if you are writing a code in Verilog and synthesis it, and after the synthesis we get a result about clock. If the skew is 0 means we have a perfect design. That means the clock period, if you are giving the clock in signal, if you are define a clock frequency, at that frequency you have a skew value as a 0 means, at that frequency, within that frequency, the design perform the operation. If you have skew with negative slag, so if you are getting a negative skew, that means the value you are giving the time period for each pulse. For 1 it take this period, for 0 it take this period. That means the period is not enough to perform that operation. So you have to increase the time period of that clock signal. So the frequency automatically decreased. Otherwise you have to rewrite the code, or otherwise you have to place gate and you have to reduce the gate connection. Then only you can reduce this skew value. If you have a skew is equal to 0, the design is perfect. Negative means you have to give more time to this clock, and this is positive means the clock's period is more enough, so you have to reduce the period. And these are the values that system itself produce in FPGA or in ASIC design flow. If you are using cadence or FPGA, it will in synthesis report it will show the amount of this skew. The skew concept is explained using the circuit. Consider this design, and this is a clock, and this is the function of that combinational logic, and this is just to perform the inverting operation. So this is clock NFET, and this is the converting operation. So when you are giving this clock, and this clock closed, and this input A is given to this inverter. So the entire delay depends on this delay of this NFET and also the NOT gate. So entire delay depends on this NFET and this NOT gate. So we have to design a clock to consider these two delays, and that will give the time period. So we have, if you are giving, for example, it has 0.5 nanosecond delay, and this NOT gate also having 0.5 nanosecond, mean you have to give a clock period of 2 nanosecond, because 2 shift, this is the entire clock cycle, and for this cycle only, other half of the cycle, T by 2 means it need 1 nanosecond to perform this operation. So the delay that is depends on this FET delay and also this inverter gate delay. So the minimum requirement of this half of the cycle, that is equal to delay of this FET and also that NOT gate. And also this FET, this is NFET means it has weak logic 1 transfer. For that it has some delay itself. To compensate that, you are considering this TR FET and this NOT gate, and this is the internal delay of this FET and NOT gate. We are including that delay also, and this is the minimum value of the delay in this particular case, for this particular case, and this is the value. If you are having combination logic, mean instead of this NOT we have a combinational logic, that logic delay we have to mention here. So total frequency, that is maximum frequency, that is depend on 1 divided by T mean, that means entire time period. So entire clock cycle it perform this 2 operation. So the frequency, maximum frequency, that is equal to 1 by T mean, that is equal to 1 divided by 2 into this value, because this is T mean is the entire clock cycle, and T by 2 means we are using the half of the half cycle, and this is for 50% half, the 50% duty cycle circuit. That means entire exact half is used for one operation and another half is used for another one operation, and this is 50% duty cycle. And this is an example of 50% duty cycle clock signal with finite rise and fall times. But in practical we cannot get this finite rise and fall time. Some mismatch are produced due to that exact transmission. Less rise time or less fall time means we cannot get a exact waveform like this. For that we move for dual non-overlapping clocks. Dual non-overlapping clocks, and here there is no exact inversion of this two clock signal, and this clock signal, this is more than 50% duty cycle method. 50 cycle mean we have exact complementation, and here for 0 the time period is high, for 1 the time period is less. So this is maybe 70% duty cycle or 80% duty cycle. So this is another one method, and all operation, if you are giving the circuit with this clock, it perform the operation within this time period, and within this time period the pi to clock signal devices are performed that specific operation. So next it will take more time to settle down. So the function is performed in this time and it pass the value to another next device, and it take this much of rest time. So we can avoid this skew and also the overlapping clocks, and this is a best method in CMOS clocking, dual non-overlapping clocks. And here also the condition for this non-overlapping clock is multiplication of this two signal must give the result of 0. But the duty cycle, the period of 0 and 1, you can define that value. If the 0 take less value or this 1 take less value, you can define any value to this clock. So consider this finite state machine design. If you are giving one clock to this register and this another one clock to this register, so here A input, this logic block perform that operation, and this part of the output is given to this register, and this register pass this value when this clock 1 is 1. Pi 1 is 1. It passed the value to this logic B. So this logic B given to the result to this register, and when this pi 2 become 1, and this again feeds the value to this logic block A. So we can properly design this pi 1 and pi 2. We can perform this design without any overlapping or without any distortion. We can perform that finite state machine, and this is triple non-overlapping clock signal, and you can define how much you want, how much different clock cycle you want. You can define that much signal, but the value, within that value the combination logic must perform that operation. If you are having large signal, it cannot perform the operation within this clock period, means the skew result become negative.